Good morning, my dear students. Today I will start class 5 maths. What is decimal? At first, today we will know what is the decimal in number, how to read it in decimal in word or number and number. Okay. What is decimal? Decimal, that means point goes in the digit, within the digit, that is called the decimal. Okay. So it is called, that is a number form of decimal. If we should tell it the word form like this, or we should 7.5. If it is 7, after 7 it is, that is 5.2, that means it is 7 point, not in there 52, say just 5 2. Okay. If we should place in the number in place value, on that time we should write here like 1, 10, tens, hundreds. We should write here when it is after point, that is called ones. Okay, ones. That is tens. It is hundreds. Okay. After that goes like this, but every time you should add it with the place value 1, tens, hundreds. You should add th. Okay. In every time you should use ones, tens, hundreds. Okay. That means you should add it ths, ths, ths. Okay. In when it is after decimal or after point it is. Okay. So also we should write here like this 5 ones, and 2 tens, yes, ths, tens. Okay. When it will be go, yeah, decimal, read and write the decimal correctly. We should write like this. Shade the fraction. It is 3 out of 10. That means 10 columns are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it is 9, 10 columns in there, on that time we should write 10 as a denominator. If shaded part, 3 part of this total, we should write 3 as a numerator. Okay. When it will be goes 6 out of 10, that means all total 10 box or 10 rows are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's why we should write here 10. But here is 6 as a numerator. That means we should shade it 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 roses. 6 rows we should shade it. Okay. Write decimals. That means 1 in total, 2, that means 2 in whole number. After that it will be goes in decimal. Okay. So 10 columns are there, and out of 10 column it is 4. That means we should write here, if it is out of 4 out of 10, that means we should write here 0.4. Okay. If it is 7 out of 100, on that time we should write here point goes back in 2 digits, because as a denominator 100 is in there. That's why 2 zeros are there. That's why point will be goes back before 2 digits. One digit is in there, but if not have is in there any digits, on that time we should write here 0. Okay, suppose it is 7 5 out of 1000. That means point will be goes back 3 digits, because here 3 zeros. That means we should divide by 1000. That means point will be goes back 3 digits. 2 digits are there, but 1 digit not happens in there. That's why we should taking 0. Okay, if point not have is in there, not have there, on that time point, that means point is in the last. Okay, or extreme right, if point not have there. Suppose it is 75. If 75 out of 100, that means point will be goes back before 2 digits. Okay, like this, point will be go back 1 and 2. Okay, that's why we should take we should write here point. Suppose it is 1 plus 17 out of 100. That means we should write here 1.17, because point is in the last. After that, point goes back in 2 digits, because we should divide by 100. If we should divide by 100, that time, on that time point will goes back 2 digits. If we should divide by 1000, that means point will be goes back before 3 digits. Right here 0. Okay, so that's why it is, when it is 4 by 10, that means 0.4. 2 and 0.4, that means 2.4. Right, how we'll read decimals? That means it is 45.3 ones. Yes, 30.7. You should write like this. Here is, right over here, after point or just right side of the point, that is tens. Okay, sorry, not ones is in there, tens. Okay, 10, start from tens, hundreds, etc. Okay, start from tens, hundreds, not have ones is in there, just start from tens. Hundreds, thousands, etc. We should add it THS. Okay, after point it is tens. After point, just after point it is tens, hundreds, etc. Okay, so you should do it. 1 point, if it is out of 10, that is after point. If it is divided by 100, that means point after 2 digits. Okay, we placed in 5 in after 2 digits, point after point. Okay, if it is 1.35, read as 1 and 3500. Don't write here 3500. You should write here 3 tens and 5 hundreds. So you should do it as yourself. After that, I will go to next 56 hundredths. That means it is goes back to this because it is the hundreds. That means it is out of 100. 56 out of 100. It is 0.56. Okay. After number, before number. 4.95. That means 4.59. It is 4.58. After 4.58, 59, that is 4.60. Also, we should write here. We can write it as 4.6. Okay. Write the numbers names for the following. Write the numbers names. That means write over here 45.43. So we should write here 45.4 tens and 3 ones. Also we should write here 45.43 hundredths. Not like this. We should write here 45.4 tens and 3 hundredths. Okay, so we should write here. So these are your homework. After this page, you should go to the next page, page number 82. Write as decimal 5 and 600, 5 and 628,000. That means 5 and 600. That means we should write here 5 and 628. 628. After 5, we should write here 628. 628 thousands. That means it is the placed on thousands. Okay. Tens, hundred and thousands here. Okay. After that, draw a place value chart of place these decimals in their appropriate place. That means point, write like this. We should write it like this. At first you should make a chart. After that we should place the digit in the place value. Point. It is 1, 10, 100. And we should write here tens, hundreds, DTHS, then thousands, THOUSANDTHS, thousands. We should do like this. If it is, suppose it is 5.628, that means we should write here 5 at the place of ones. After that point, 6 is at the place of tens, 2 is at the place of hundreds, and 8 is at the place of thousands. Okay, so we should do it like this. This one also the same, number 2. Okay, here write over here, if it is divided by 10, that means it is the place of tens. That means we should write like this. 5, 6 is at the place of tens, that means it is 6 by 10. If it is hundreds, that means 2 out of 100. Thousands, that means 8 is at the place of thousands, that means 8 by thousands. If we should add all these numbers, then we should get in this. If it is divided by 1000, that means point will be goes back 3 digit. That's why we should write here point. Okay, 1 digit 4, but 2 digit not is in there. That means we should taking 00 or 2 zeros. Okay, you can see some empty jumps here. Some empty jumps here. That means point not have is in there. That means digit not have is in there on the time. Suppose it is 7 by 1000. That means point will be goes back 3 digit, but 1 digit is in there. But so we should taking 00 because point will be goes back 3 digit 1, 2, 3. But 1 digit is in there, so we should taking 2 zeros. Okay, and that we should. And like this. So these are also your homework. If it is 20 by 100, that means point goes back 2 digits. And here or 0.2 because point is in there. Point goes back 2 digits. 1 like this, 1 and 2. That means point comes here. So we should write here point. If after point it is 0, so we should write it or not needed to write it as you like. Okay, write as fraction 2.008. We should write it as a fraction 2.008. If it is 2.008, on that time it will be goes in improper fraction, in mixed fraction and also improper fraction. 8 is in here because after point the left is 0, so we should not write it or not needed to write it. So we should write here, but as a point we should taking 1. After point 3 digits are there, so we should write here 3 zeros. Okay, if you want to write it, write plus. After that we should write here 1000. Okay, there is a write as fraction. That means the decimal will be converted into a fraction. After that, write the decimal for each following expanded form. Write in decimal. I already taught you. If it is 5 plus 0 plus 0.002, and that time we should five 0 50.002. If it is 5 plus 0.3, on that time we should write here 5.3 because 5 and 0 is at the place of ones. That's why we should write 5 is at the place of ones in our place value. After that we are right here. After point it is tens. That means it will be goes in tens place. Tens, not tens. Okay, not tens. Tens. Okay, thank you my dear students. So your homework till 84 pages.